Hello, it's DjEphixa, and welcome to something called 16 Personalities, and it's like an online quiz test thing that I wanted to come over and check it out because it's like a personality test, and apparently this has like really good reviews, not like those like what is it called, like BuzzFeed quizzes, which are silly and I like them, but I want a true personality test. Ow, I stubbed my toe. Wow, that hurts a lot. Okay, let's get into it. All right. You find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people. I kind of don't, but I kind of do, because I'm like one of those people that are kind of socially awkward, but then when I get comfortable, I'm kind of all over the place. So, slightly disagree. I'm gonna be real. I don't really have that much trouble, but sometimes, you often get so lost in thoughts that you ignore or forget your surroundings. Not really. So, I get easily distracted. So, sometimes. But I usually don't think unless I have nothing to do. Like, if I'm in bed and I can't sleep, I usually think. But when I'm, doing stuff like this or recording, I don't usually think that much, I guess. I don't know. Why am I wearing headphones? Don't know. Thinking. You try to respond to your emails as soon as possible and cannot stand a messy inbox. If I could show you my email, it's very cluttered. I kind of just I only answer important emails, and I don't really delete them either. I kind of just don't read my emails, so I guess I kind of stand it, but no, I don't really care. All right. You find it easy to stay relaxed even when there's some pressure. Well, it depends on what I'm doing. Like, what is it? Is it like something that I don't know how to do, or is it something that I think that I know what to do? Because I must say, I find it easy to stay relaxed. I don't know. I'm gonna say a bit of a disagree, because there's some situations where I might panic, but there are a lot of the times when I know what we're supposed to be doing and there's a tiny mistake or a stumble, I'll be able to push us back over. So I don't know. You don't usually initiate conversations. That's a highly disagree, because I initiate conversations all the time. You rarely do something just sheerly out of curiosity. Yeah, oh no, that's a disagree. I do shiz all the time out of curiosity. Why do you think I'm doing this? Curiosity. And I haven't been killed yet, so I'm a good cat. You feel superior to other people. Definitely not. I actually feel like I'm, what is it called? Less superior? Inferior to other people. Because I know that I'm not very skilled at anything. Being organized is more important to you than being adaptable. I'd much rather be adaptable than organized. I'd rather much be able to think on the fly than to be organized, because if you don't know what you're doing, but you're highly organized while doing it, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I'd much rather be adaptable. You're usually high motivated and energetic. That's a high agree. That's the first agree of the day. Winning debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. Winning a debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. Well, in a debate, there's clearly going to be sided, and all these opinions are going to be sided, like one-sided. Like, people are going to be like, oh, I agree or disagree. But people aren't going to really get upset over a debate. Oh, I can be neutral. Well, I'm going to be neutral on that front because I don't know what I'm doing. You often feel as if you have to justify yourself to other people. No. Because I don't feel like I have to justify myself to other people. I feel like that I don't have to justify myself, because I'm in my own area, you're in your own area. You don't have to feel like you have to accept me or anything like that, because I don't really care. Your home and work environments are quite tidy. I must say that's a slight disagree. Because my work environment, I like to keep it crumb free, but stuff like my glasses all over the place. And in heat in my drawer, it's kind of just messy. It's not really like everything goes in a specific place. My room sometimes gets tidy every now and then when I just get sick of the mess, but not really. You do not mind being at the center of attention. I don't, but I also do. Because, if you're in the center of attention, whatever you do may influence someone, may do something to someone, or may offend someone, and then, you're the center of attention. I don't know. I sort of don't mind, but I don't mind at all. You consider yourself more practical than creative. Well, I'm not really creative, but I would say that I'm more creative than practical because, you can very easily just do something, but like adding your own flair to something gives it your own creative twist. And I feel like that I try and do that as much as I can, like if I were to run up the wall and do a triple axe backflip, I want to do 4 axes with my one toe, landing on one toe and then doing like a barrel roll because freaking that looks awesome. Although I might break my toe, that's the price I'm willing to pay. As long as I do the barrel at the end, it's going to be fine. People can rarely upset you. Yes. People don't really upset me. Like, I think there's been, like, very few incidents of, like, people, like, trying to get a rise out of me, I guess. And I kind of just play around with them. Kind of just be like, oh, whatever. Like, it's the same thing I do with, like, hate comments. When people say, like, let's say, like, oh, you're ugly. I'd be like, okay, then. That's fine. There's ugly people out there, but they're all beautiful on the inside. This is why you gotta split open like a banana, and then you can see all the peely, nice, sweet insides that everyone has. Exactly. See, everyone's a banana. Your travel plans are usually well thought out. I choose not to travel. Is that bad? Like if I travel with my family and stuff like that, but I don't really help plan those types of things. I usually pack kind of like the day before, not like weeks before. I guess the trip. So, I guess slightly disagree because I don't really plan out the trips. It is often difficult for you to relate to other people's feelings. No. Because everyone has felt sad. Everyone has felt something. I might not be able to relate in a personal sense or an empathy sense, but I can sympathize with you. Because based on what other people have been going through, like, let's have an example of depression. I don't go through depression. I'm not depressed. But I can't empathize with people that do have depression, but I can sympathize with them and help them with whatever they're dealing with. So I don't find it difficult to relate to other people's feelings. Your mood can change very quickly. Yes. I can go from being the happiest person on earth to being the maddest and then back to the happiest because mood swings go like that. Oh. And a discussion, truth should be more important than people's sensitivities. Sort of disagree on that. Because you can elongate truths. I guess you can kind of stretch the truth every now and then. Like little white lies. But, I mean, don't be like so hardly true. Like, that like that like devastates people. Because, if you're like, It's like if someone came by and it's like, do I look pretty in this? And like, you think that she looks okay, but not the prettiest person in the world. You can say yes, you could say, because, she's not going to look pretty with mascara running down her face. Like, come on. Like, come on, care a little. So yeah, I think in a discussion, I think it's okay I think it should be a perfect balance between truth and sensitivity. You rarely worry about how your actions affect other people. That's a little bit of a disagree as well. As at one point, I don't really care about how my actions really affect other people. Like if I don't know, what actions do I do? If I yell something, or I'm excited about something, or what do I do that like affects other people? Because my actions shouldn't affect other people, because I'm in my own realm. like, and if it affects other people, it's either a positive or negative thing. But I don't really worry about it. Yeah, I don't really worry about it that much, because the actions that I do, they aren't really concerning other people, so they don't really need to be there. So I mean, my actions are just my actions. It's not towards somebody. So, it's just by myself. I'm in my own little circus party, alright? Your work style is closer to a random energy spikes into methodical, organized approach. Yes. Well, no. Because sometimes the organized approach that I take is kind of like, oh, what should I record today? Stuff like that. But it does kind of rely on energy spikes. Like Happy Wheels doesn't really rely on energy spikes, I guess. It's kind of just like based on the levels that I play. But like, I don't know. Like vlogs are kind of all over the place as well. Damn it, everything's all over the place. But, I try and be as organized as I can. Like, oh, what am I we're gonna record today? How long? This, that, and the other. Blah, blah, blah. But sometimes it kind of just relies on random energy spikes sometimes to, like, during the record thingy. I don't know what I'm doing. You were envious? You're often envious of others. Yes. That's not a full agree, but it's a sort of agree, because I'm envious of people that are, like artists. I'm very envious of. Like, they spend a lot of time and effort doing what they do, and, it's very nice work as well. An interesting book or video game is often better than a social event. Well, it depends. The social event, what am I doing at the social event? Is it like a, what is the thing? Like a dating thing? Like, oh, meet new people. Haha. But, I agree. An interesting book, like, not a lot of things are interesting, like, in a book for me, but definitely a good video game is top notch. Being able to develop a plan and stick to it is the most important part of every project. Yes. Because sometimes developing a plan is good. It's always good to develop a plan, like a headway to a basic idea of what you're going to be doing. And when you stick to it, that's the thing that I kind of disagree on. Like, sometimes some stuff may not go the direction you want it to do, so you're gonna have to, like, turn away from it and do something other than that. That's why I want to be adaptable, because if something doesn't go the way that I want, I can just easily adapt to whatever I'm doing. So, yeah. Is this boring? You rarely get carried away by fantasies and ideas. That's a disagreeers. Because I imagine a lot of stuff. I imagine, like, I don't know. I'm not one of those people that, like, have my fantasies come, like, I, like, not delusion. What is it called? I don't, like, see my, what is it called? My fantasies in real life. Like, I'm like, oh, there's Harry the Potter, man. And, stuff like that. It's kind of just, like, it's all in my head. And, all these ideas in my head. Like, that's why, like, a lot of the video ideas that I have are kind of, like, stuff that pops into my head. And I'm like, oh, this should work. This should work. That's the whole thing that I just, like, do. But I get carried away by it a lot. I make up random stories all the time. Like, Peter walks down the street, hugs a dog. The dog pisses on his foot, and he has to go back to the bookstore to go get his other shoe. Like, why is it there? Who knows? You often find yourself lost in thought when you're walking in nature. Not really. Because nature, I kind of take in nature. Like, if I'm on, like, a hike or something like that, I'm kind of just focused on bugs. I don't want bugs coming near me. And stuff like that. I feel like that, when I'm embracing nature, I'm like, oh, all this stuff is pretty nice. It's pretty. It's a nice environment that I'm in. I always like to take pictures of stuff like that. I don't really think a lot. I'm not a very good thinker. If someone does not respond to your email quickly, you start worrying if you said something wrong. I don't really answer emails. I get a ton of emails, but they're, like, useless stuff for, like, whatever. Not really. If for emails, no. For other things, like comments or, like, replies on Twitter or something like that, that's stuff that kind of gets me a little bit, or something I like, because I don't know if I said something wrong. Sometimes I kind of worry a little bit, but I kind of don't at all. I don't start worrying if I said something wrong. I just start worrying that something happened other than that, or they didn't have time or something like that. I don't really worry that much. As a parent, you would rather see your child grow up kind than smart. Well, as a parent, well, I'm not a parent. I think I'd rather them be more kind than smart, because there's a lot of smart people out there, and they're very scientific, and they're very, like, since they're smart, they think they're above you, and they kind of talk down to you, and they're very stubborn, I guess. Not stubborn, very snobby. There you go. And stuff like that, like, oh, you didn't know the answer to this math problem? Wow, all right. Oh, there you go. Instead of trying to help them with it. So I'd rather them be more kind than smart. You do not let other people influence your actions. Oh, I'm gonna have to go neutral for that one too. Okay, let me explain here. Let me explain. The reason why I'm doing neutral is because sometimes I need help with my decisions and stuff like that. And sometimes like my actions and decisions are very kind of closely knitted together, because a decision means you're taking action on something. But I feel like that sometimes I need help with my decisions, and sometimes I kind of just act without thinking. And I kind of don't let others influence the choices that I want to make or my actions that I feel like is right. But other times I kind of do. Ooh, that's why I'm going neutral. I don't know the answer. When you sleep, your dreams tend to focus on the real world and its events. No. Kind of not, because sometimes I dream about the real world a lot. Like about my friends. And, like, I guess, what did I have a dream about recently? I can't remember. But sometimes it's very fantastical, and that's not a word. It's very fantasy driven sometimes, based on cartoons and stuff like that. I dream a lot about that. But most of the time it's kind of real world, but not about its events. It's kind of like just real world and the people that are in the world, not something that I've dreamt up or a cartoon. It does not take you much time to start getting involved in social activities at your new workplace. Yes. Because it doesn't really take me... So basically what it's saying is, like, it doesn't take you much time to get comfortable. And it doesn't really take too much time for me to get... It doesn't take too much time for me to get comfortable. So, yeah. Very comfortable. You're more of a natural improviser, yes, than a careful planner. I think I'm more natural improviser. I hope you know that I don't plan anything, ever. At all, because I'm a bad planner. So I'm probably more of a natural improviser than a careful planner. I'd probably be a careful improviser, if you know what I mean. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Well, it depends on what you mean by that. Like, if you mean, like, my energetic screams, I mean, I don't control them as much, but, I think they control me a little bit more than I control them. Like, it's kind of like a 55, like 45 thing. Like, it's almost 50-50, but it's kind of not. Like, sometimes emotions kind of get the better of me. So, I don't know. You enjoy going to social events that involve dress up or role play activities. For Rick, yes. I love dress up. I love doing some role play, Freaking... Yeah. You often spend time exploring unrealistic and yet impractical yet intriguing ideas. Yes. Because I do that all the time. My brain has like these... Sometimes when I don't know what to record, I kind of just get an idea and I'm like, ooh, that's awesome. I'll try that. And I don't know. I just have fun with it all the time. You would rather improvise than spend time coming with a detailed idea. A detailed plan. Yes and no. I would go neutral, but it said try not to be neutral, and I've already done it twice, so I don't know what to do. But I feel like that, like, I have much better things to do and set up with a detailed plan. Like, sometimes I have a plan, sometimes it's a very quick plan, though. It's not a very detailed plan, it's kind of just a basic idea of what I'm doing. You are a relatively reserved and quiet person. That is a strong disagree. I don't know if you know me at all. I'm not reserved or quiet. People are begging me to be quiet, but I just can't. Sorry, dude. If you had a business, you would find it very difficult to fire loyal but underperforming employees. Shoot. I probably would. Because if they're loyal and I trust them and they're like friends to me, I think I would have a very difficult time firing them, because that's heartbreaking. Because, it's their job. It's what they do for a living and stuff like that. I would try and get them back on the performing levels. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence. That's a no-no. I don't do that ever. I don't complicate the reasons of why humans exist, why they exist, how they exist, where did the Planet of the Apes came from. I think about the most ridiculous things possible, like freaking anime, the plot in a video game. I don't contemplate the reasons for human existence. I'm very loose-tied with that. Logic is more important than heart when it comes to making important decisions. No. I sort of disagree with it, because sometimes you have to follow your heart to where you go, and then sometimes logic is needed, but for the most part, a lot of the part, heart comes very important to making decisions, because it's what you want, not what the world wants. Keeping the options open is more important than having a to-do list. Yes. Yeah, don't have a to-do list, Like, keeping your options open, it's very, very flowy. If your friend is sad about something, you are more likely to offer emotional support than yeah. I do it all the time. I don't suggest ways to deal with the problem right away unless they ask me to, because I'm there for them. I'm not there to be their counselor and solve their problems, because that's up to them. You rarely feel insecure. That's an agree. I'm not really insecure about anything. I'm very open when it comes to a lot of stuff. You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it. I don't even make timetables. I don't make timetables. I think of stuff the day of, which I think is bad in some cases. Timetable, I don't know what the flip that is. Being right is more important than being cooperative when it comes to teamwork. That's a major disagree. Because in teamwork, you can have some disagreement. And being right will get you the right grade, because if the answer to problem is 7, but someone else says it's 26. And I guess, in that regards, you should be right, but I think it's being cooperative is gonna keep the team together and working together more than being right. So, you think that everyone's views should be respected regardless whether they are supported by facts or not. Well, then that's opinions. I think it should be respected. Everyone's views should be respected, whether it's opinion or it's scientific, and I think it should be respected. It doesn't have to be taken into consideration. It can just be respected, and stuff like that. So respected, it's fine. No one's being disrespectful. It's being oh, that's stupid, that's wrong, and blah blah blah. You feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people. I think that's an agree and a solid disagree, because I can be energetic on my own. I'm a very energetic person on my own behalf. It's just that I think that with a group of people that I know and I love and I am experienced with, it kind of brings out more to me, I guess, because brings the stupid out of me sometimes, You frequently misplace your things. That is a sort of agree, because sometimes I know exactly where everything is, but then sometimes I'm okay, let's say I put this coaster down somewhere, and I'm oh shoot, where did I put it? I don't really misplace things as often as I think I do, because sometimes I'm just oh, where'd it go? And it's right in front of my face. It's just me panicking. Not panicking, it's just me losing track of where everything is for a split second. But I don't frequently misplace my things. I do misplace my things a little bit, and I wonder where they are. I'm where the heck did they go? Sanity! I'm still finding you. You see yourself as very emotionally stable. I think so. Your mind is always buzzing it with unexplored ideas and plans. I think that's sort of agree as well, because I do have a lot of ideas in my head. I'm very like, oh, maybe I'll go outside and take pictures of very nice environments and stuff like that. But, I don't know how to execute those ideas. I have a lot of ideas, actually, like for egos and stuff like that. I don't know how to properly execute them. And I feel like the more I think about it, the more I'll be able to know. You would not call yourself a dreamer. I think that's a disagree. Because, isn't a dreamer like someone that, is very heavily a dreamer? So, I dream a lot in my sleep. You usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of people. Of many people, I think that's a sort of agree, because, if it's a crowd, if I'm, making a public speech, and, I guess I'm afraid of messing up, I guess. I don't know. Even though I'll be able to make a good joke out of it later, at that moment in time, no, it's not. Generally speaking, you rely more on your experience and your imagination, sort of. Sometimes for certain jobs and tasks, I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I can't lift 50 pounds. I can, don't you worry. But I rely on my imagination a lot more. Let's just say I can't lift 50 pounds. I'll try and find a way to, or, okay, I think it was a while back, a couple weeks ago, we had gallons of water delivered to our house. And I didn't feel like carrying it because my back hurt. So I was like, okay, I'll lift them into this. We have these weird crate things that have wheels on them. And I was like, I'll put them in there and roll it to the place I need to go instead of carrying them. Magic. You worry too much about what other people think. Not really. I don't really care if you dislike what I'm wearing, if you don't like my beanie. I like the beanie. Look at it. Oh, sexy. But I don't really care what people think as often as I think. It's just that sometimes when stuff is rolling in my brain and then something, I'm already kind of weak-minded sometimes. Sometimes I get weak-minded every now and then because of stress or something like that. And someone comment or something says something to me, kind of just is the needle in the haystack that kind of just pokes my hand, and it hurts a lot. So, and that's when it kind of goes a little bit downhill. But at the most part, no, I don't really care what other people think. I don't care. I'm just myself. Deal with it. If the room is full, you stay closer to the walls, avoiding the center. No. You have a tendency to procrastinate until there is not enough time to do anything. Yes, I do that all the time. I procrastinate editing. I procrastinate thumbnailing. I procrastinate everything. I procrastinate doing cleaning clothes, doing laundry or practicing something. I delay it. It's impossible for me to actually do a project. Let's say it's okay. Let's say a project's due today. A project is assigned today and it's due next month. I probably won't even work on it until, or even think about it until the week before it's about to be, finished. I always feel that since I have so much time between this and then, I can focus on stuff that is now than then. I guess I really like close deadlines, even though it's kind of stressful and, stuff like that. But it doesn't give me any time to procrastinate. And that's what I want to be, not a procrastinator, because I am a huge procrastinator. You feel very anxious in stressful situations. Yes. Stressful situations, I get kind of anxious, in games where I have to make tough decisions. I get really anxious. If the decision decides the death of another, I get real anxious. I'm freaking, I don't want either of them to die. How do I save them both? IGN tutorials. You believe it is more rewarding to be liked by others than to be powerful. Yes, I do believe that. You've always been interested in unconventional and ambiguous things. I think I have been. I'm always kind of interested in that type of stuff, books, plots in books, plot twists. Art is very, symbolic in many different ways. And movies can be interpreted in so many different ways as well. You often take initiative in social situation. Not really. like if you were, let's say, I'm in a group of friends and we're deciding where to go to dinner, I don't really be like, oh, you guys want Italian food? I kind of like see the options of what other people want and pick based on what I like, that type of stuff. I'm not really that, I'm like, all right, let's go to the park. All right, results. Your personality type is I'm a campaigner? Campaigner. Oh, okay then. Mind. This trait determines how we interact in our environment. I'm 69% extroverted and 31% introverted. So it's kind of close to 70-30 or like close to that. I always thought that I was like an extroverted introvert type thing. So I mean, I don't know. That's awesome. Energy. I'm intuitive then observant. Oh, that's closer than I thought it would be. Because I observe things. I know my surroundings, but I'm kind of more... Yeah. What do you mean life is boring? Are we living on the same planet? Exactly, yeah. Freaking I like this chick. This chick good. Yeah, this chick's good. Thinking. Oh Christ. I do not thinking is so small that it can't fit in the box. Wow. Nature. This trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. Oh my god. My stuff relies purely on feeling alone. It's so small. Tactics. This trait reflects our approach to our work, planning, and decision making. Welp, I don't judge very well. Identity. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. I'm very assertive. I would never catch myself as an assertive character, I feel like. Start reading. Yo, cool. Wow, this is awesome. It says, it doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for. And if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing, it doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dreams, for the adventure of being alive. Whoa, that's awesome. The campaigner, I think, personality is a true free spirit. They're often the life of the party. No, I'm not. Freaking... But unlike types in the Explorer role group, campaigners are less interested in sheer excitement and pleasure of the moment they are enjoying than they are enjoying in the social and emotional connections they make with others. Charming, independent, energetic, compassionate, the 7% of the population that they comprise can certainly be felt by any crowd. Ooh. You can change the world with just an idea. Campaigners are fiercely independent and much more stable and much more than stability and security. They crave creativity and freedom. Campaigners, whoa! Robert Downey, Mr. Iron Man, Will Smith, Robert Williams, Drew Barrymore, Russell Brand. Oh, I'm also freaking Willy Wonka. Strengths and weaknesses. Ooh, curious, observant, energetic, enthusiastic, poor practical skills. Yup, I'm very impractical when it comes to that. Find it difficult to focus. That's kind of... Yes, you got that. Overthink things. Yes. I overthink a lot of things. Get stressed easily. Not really. Highly emotional. Whoa, that's awesome. What other personality types are there? There's analysts, smart and curious, diplomats. Okay, that's what I'm in. Centennials and explorers. Oh my god, that guy looks awesome. But I like my girl. Look at she. She's ready to roll. Alright, so that was the 16 personalities test. I thought that was super fun. I never really thought what kind of personality I had. So, it says enthusiastic, creative, and sociably free, and a sociably free spirit who can always find the reason to smile. Yo, legit. Alright, but I think that was awesome. I think that kind of was because I've taken personality tests before, not like as a video or anything like that, but some of them are very skewed, I guess. But this one was really well balanced and I liked it a lot. 100 questions, liked it. Alright, but if you want to try this for yourself and If you already have your personality type, you can comment down below and tell me what you are. Are you an analyst? Are you a diplomat? Are you a centennial? Are you a campaigner like me? Motherfreaking whoa! But I'll see you next time. Alright, fellow campaigner, here to see you out. But anyway, thank you for joining me. If you did enjoy, blast the like button without looking to subscribe for some more awesome content. And see you guys in the next video.